Are these your drugs?
Look, Dad, it's
Where
not...
did you get it?
Dad...
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
Then you see a pack of Hell's Angels going by, people are going to want to look. Next thing you know, cars. Because they're just staring at us and not paying attention to stop traffic.
If you wanted to break the law on an everyday norm, you should have joined a street gang. That's what they're known for. That's what they do. You're not allowed to steal cars on my block. We steal those cars.
I mean, it was so bad by us in Vegas. I was in the pool swimming, and the guys came back. Hey, Pee-wee, the cops are here. They want to talk to you. I said, well, go talk to them. Find out what they want. And they came back. They go, they want to talk to you.
Typically, if you leave the club, if you haven't been in for 10 years, you're automatically out back.
Got put out in 2006. Back in 2007, wound up going into Chattin. 2011. Came out of there, I had 4.5 years to walk off with zero support from that club.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the Hells Angel rivalry with George Christie and Sonny Barger. Shout out to everybody that watches this show. I appreciate you. We hit 21,000 subscribers, and I'm very happy about that. All you guys, I got the best subscribers in the world. The chat, everyone's respectful over here. I can't thank you enough for all your support. We got a lot of great things in store for this next coming year, and it's incredible the things we were able to accomplish this year, and I am truly thankful for all of you. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's, brother's, sister's friend about Chatting with Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I got a lot of great interviews that are going to be dropping. I interviewed another former Hells Angel who has never done an interview before, and this is a good one. Shout out to all the people that have come on my show. This is a East Coast Hells Angel. And I'm blessed to be able to talk to these people and have a relationship with them. A genuine one, you know. Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate everything you do for this show. Go check out Patreon. There's a lot of exclusive content over on Patreon. Stuff that you cannot see on YouTube because, you know, they got community guidelines and all that stuff. So if you want to see the stuff that I can't post over here, check out Patreon and go check out the newest interview I dropped, the former Black Piston. It's a really good interview. It's 4 parts and it's pretty good. His name's Shovel from Illinois. And we got a lot of great content on the way. You guys are going to like this the next couple interviews I got coming up. I got a former property of, but her husband ended up dying. And we talk all about it. She went viral from her posts online, and I came across her and I interviewed her the other day. It's very detailed interview, and it's pretty deep. It's pretty wild. Road Dog, what's going on? We're going to talk about Canada Outlaws today. We're going to talk about the East Coast Outlaws out in Boston. We're going to talk about Lubbock Motorcycle Club. They gift experience to homelessness. This is in Texas. I want to give a shout out to Hatchet from the 1% Cossacks, or he's got some big news for you guys, and he's going to be coming on the show, and we're going to be talking about it only here on Chat with Staxx. So if you guys want to see that, that's coming soon. I want to give a huge shout out to Miklo 1%. And if anyone wants a hoodie, hit me up on Facebook, and I will get the hoodies out to you as soon as possible. If you want to get a chance to win this bike, You got to get on it now. Hit me up on Facebook, and you will have a chance to win this bike. The 2001 Dyna, and this can be all yours with the title and everything. Your ass could drive it away. And I want it to be yours, so make sure you sign up. All you have to do is get a hoodie. That's it. You buy a hoodie, it's $100. If you want to buy a hoodie without a chance to win the bike, you can do that too. I got some dope hoodies, some really good designs. I got the Start Your Own Fucking Podcast. I got Tell Your Mother's Brother's Sister's Friend, all that. So make sure you guys check out the hoodies. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Let me see who else we got in the building. We got Road Dog. What's up? So Loud's in the house. Shout out to you, man. Scrap Iron. I appreciate all you guys' support. I really do. Gloomy. Yeah, it's snowing here. Snowing here in Connecticut. It's around 60 there. Sunny. Damn. Where the hell you at, Scrap Iron? If I could only cross the border. Can you imagine being stuck in Canada? Like you were born and raised in Canada and you want to leave, like because of the weather or something. And you can never experience like it being like nice and sunny and nicer temperatures. That would be crazy. You'd feel like you're trapped, kind of, right? And my apologies for starting late. I was saving a video for you guys. I got another interview with Anthony Raimondi coming up. That's the one I was saving. Craig, what's going on? Thank you for joining me. Anthony Raimondi talks about the new mayor and all the stuff that's going on in New York City. And he gives me his thoughts on what's going on. Hey, Mile High Magic, what's going on? All love and respect. Thank you. Appreciate you. If you guys don't know, we hit 21,000 subscribers. And we're going to continue to rise to the top. Paula, what's up? How are you? Thank you for joining me. Merry Christmas to everyone. If you guys didn't know, Santa gave me a shout out. Did you guys see that one? He said, I'm Santa and I'm chatting with Staxx. Let me see. I'll get it for you guys. It's funny. And this guy's really Santa. I believe him. And I don't know if you guys are on TikTok a lot or what, but that influencer, what's her name? What's the bedbug one? The bedbug chick? She got arrested for fraud. Believe it or not. I don't know where the hell the video is. I'm lost. Oh, wait, I got it right here. He said, I'm Santa, and I'm chatting with Staxx. Let me show you guys. I forgot that girl's name on I got a picture of her, so I'm going to show you guys. Hey. This girl thinks she's like a movie star. She thinks she's famous. She's not. You know, these people are crazy, delusional. Did you guys see the the video in the beginning of this video? Where'd you find that? I'm from you, Dad. I learned it from watching you. I thought you guys would enjoy that.
Hey, I'm Santa, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Santa's chat with Staxx. That's the real Santa, man. I swear. SNS, what's going on? Spider's in the house. Mountain Woman's in the house. Shout out to Mountain Woman. You've been a big support over here. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys. You guys are all I can't thank you enough on how much you guys have supported me throughout these last couple of years. SNS is in the building. Gotta let some more people get in here. On my first Easy Rider magazine, and I haven't read one in over 30 years. Where the hell did you get that from? You dusted off one? What's this chick's name? I forgot her name. She got arrested for fraud. She's very, very similar to Miss Piggy. Oh, man. But we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about Canada first. So in Canada, let me see here. This is a wild story. So 2 have pleaded guilty to lesser charges in the 2019 harassing, kidnapping, and killing. Now, let me explain something here. This is an article. I am reading the article. I don't agree with everything in the article because people have hit me up that are similar with certain cases. I don't agree with everything that's in the article, but this is the information that's out there. I'm not saying that these people did it or they didn't do it. I'm not agreeing with it or anything. I'm just reading the article. That's it. So 2 men have pleaded guilty in Duluth. I think that's how you say it. Duluth Court on Monday for aggravated assault charges stemming from the 2019 incident involving kidnapping and the death of a Kitchener man in Harrison. Brothers Travis Wad, 31, of Wellington North, and Stephen Walsum, 35, of Brantford, were originally charged with murder and kidnapping and the death of Jason James Brown of Kitchener. But a plea deal was reached after the Crown felt it wouldn't have been able to secure a conviction on the murder and kidnapping charges. They pleaded guilty to assaulting Brown and assault with a weapon or causing bodily harm to another man. Alan Michard, reading his verdict to the gallery full of Brown's family and friends at the Ontario Superior Court. Justice sentenced Wad to 11 months on top of time already served. Damn, that's it. 11 months, which is the equivalent of 19 months. Oh no, 19 months, not even 2 years. The other guy, Walsum, was sentenced to 5 days on top of time served, equivalent to 1,194 days. So that's what they get sentenced to for killing someone. So according to the agreed statement of facts that included cell tower data, video surveillance, wiretaps, and testimony from Marchand, who has since died, Brown was a former prospect for the Outlaws motorcycle club with a significant drug habit, who went to Harrison Cemetery on March 12th, 2019, under the impression it was a D deal. You guys understand. Wad and Walson were involved in criminal structure and new associates of the Outlaws motorcycle club. Marchard drove Brown to the cemetery where both men were beaten with a baseball bat Brown's body was found the next day in Oshawa, duct taped and beaten on the side of a country road or a country highway. While the Crown believes something substantial happened to Brown once he had left the cemetery, the Crown's attorney said they lacked the evidence to prove it. Keene later explained that the Crown believes Brown was tied up with duct tape while still alive and transported by another man to the Outlaws clubhouse in Scarborough. Wad pleaded guilty to the events, including Brown, as he had made it possible for the other assailants to complete Brown's assault. Walsham, his DNA was located on the duct tape on Brown's body, but denied involvement with duct taping. Walsham denied being at the cemetery, but said he's aware that he was aware of the deal and was not a true deal. He was aware Brown and the person bringing him would be harmed. Keene said the Crown's position is that Walsham was at the cemetery. In sentencing submission, Keene said there's a deep sense of frustration surrounding the plea bargain and sentencing and Brown's family expressed they feel the sentence was inadequate and it doesn't reflect on the severity of what they have done. Agreeing with their frustrations to some degree, Keene said that the death was significant negative impact on the Crown's ability to prove on what was already a tough case, and decided to continue with the case as an attempt to get some measure of justice. I mean, I don't know how that is with a couple of months in prison. The other guy got a couple days. When someone is effectively tortured and beaten and killed, what we like to see is that justice system is convictions of murder and life sentences. That challenge in this case is that something very substantial happened to Brown, but the police and the Crown are unable to prove it, said Keene. We know something terrible happened to him after he was taken from the cemetery, but in terms of proving that beyond a reasonable doubt, we don't have that. Saying he didn't make the decision lightly. The judge said the sentence accounted for the frailties in the Crown's case. So they did get a conviction from them. And the case wouldn't have been easy to prove in a trial, especially after they left the cemetery. I mean, if they had these guys like telling on each other, it'd probably be easy. But they said that they had video evidence and all kinds of other shit. Callan later clarified that neither defendant was before the court on the murder or manslaughter charges, and what they were found guilty of amounts to aggravated assault. I do understand that the sentences imposed on the two offenders will not be looked upon as very satisfactory by those who have been left behind, said the lawyer. Nope, said one of Brown's family members from the galley, who all ability disproves the verdict when it was read in the room. And they were wearing T-shirts with Brown's face on them, calling for justice in this case. I remember when this case was going to court before. I reported on this before. I think one of this guy's family members commented on one of the videos they did too. I believe I asked one of their family members to come on and do an interview about the guy that was killed, but they didn't want to do that, and I respect it. Several of Members of Brown's family read emotional victim impact statements during the trial, including his sister, Nancy, who said she is still haunted by what happened to her brother. Nobody can ever make up for what was taken from her and her family. I'm so mad and I'm so angry and I'm so tired of being sad. They pleaded guilty today means absolutely nothing to me or my family, said Nancy, who cried throughout her statement. Together, they served 1,374 days in jail. And this is the rest of our lives. Wilson denied the opportunity to speak to the court. Wad said he apologizes for his actions before asking the judge to consider permitting him to complete his sentence at a treatment center, citing limited program options for rehabilitation at a correctional complex in Milton. Following the sentence, Wad winked and smiled while someone looking back at the galley as he was let out of the room. So that case is pretty wild. I spoke to this guy's family, but rest in peace to him. It's a terrible situation when somebody loses a loved one, you know? Franklin, what's up, man? Or Frankenstein? Doug Ross, what's good? Do more. It's interweb shit. Gets pissed off and getting here at times. SNS, what's up, man? Billy, how you doing? Thank you for joining me, man. Appreciate you. Frankenstein's in the building. Guy behind him looks like Charlie Chaplin. Oh, yeah, it does, right? On the right. That probably is him. Who knows? But that was in Canada. We got another case to talk about. This is crazy. This involves a police officer. Out of all people, right? Protect and serve, they say. That's what they say they do, right? Protect and serve. Well, this broad didn't protect and serve. She shot one of her own. You believe that? She shot a fellow officer. That's right. Oh, shit. North Andover officer shot by fellow officer could be released on bail. This was in August, right? This is the whole bail thing in August, but she just went to court today. We're going to talk about it. North Andover, Mass. A North Andover police officer who was shot by a fellow officer could be released on bail. Kelsey Fitzsimmons pleaded not guilty to one count of assault with a deadly weapon on Thursday. She was previously charged with assault to murder, but the charge was dropped. The grand jury took a wrecking ball and destroyed the Commonwealth's case, completely rejected their theory that this was an attempted murder type scenario. The attorney for Fitzsimmons said outside the court, the playing field has radically been shaved down, and it's just totally a different case now. Fitzsimmons was granted release on GPS monitoring device. She will not be allowed to leave her home except for medical appointments. She is accused of pointing a gun at another officer in July while they were trying to serve her a restraining order. She was off duty at the time. Her attorney argued that she was suffering from postpartum depression and she had been suspended from the North Andover Police Department. So why the fuck did she still have her gun? That's what I want to know. Why did she still have her fucking gun? So now she just went to court. We got a video we're going to check out of this chick. Let's check it out.
tipping the scales. It's a custody battle, assault case. Kelsey Fitzsimmons is the defendant. She appeared in court on Friday briefly for a hearing. The 29-year-old is charged with assault with a dangerous weapon after several officers showed up at her home to serve her with a restraining order. Her fiance had been granted an abuse prevention order after an alleged incident where Fitzsimmons physically assaulted him the weekend before. Her defense says the new mother was just suffering from postpartum depression and had not meant to do anything bad except harm herself that day, not anybody else. Before we talk about it, here's Court TV.
Well, why'd
anchor,
she?
Judge
So,
Ashley Wilcox.
if she wasn't going to harm anybody else, why'd she end up shooting fellow officer? So it says the Tonawanda, New Jersey police chief arrested in Connecticut for kidnapping, transferred to Bergen County Jail in Jersey. Wow, that's crazy, man. Izzy, what's going on? Thank you for joining me, man. Appreciate you. Wow, Bill, what's good, man? What's good, Billy? Craig's in the building. S&S. Doug. Keep piling in. Hit that like button. Spider, what's up? Randy, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Appreciate you. We're going to be giving away some food on Christmas Day. That's what I do every holiday. I like to give back to the homeless. Going to be feeding the homeless over on Center and Summer Street in Bristol, Connecticut. Probably around 12 o'clock. If anyone's in the area and you want to come down and help, by all means, come down. I'll be there around 12 o'clock.
With more.
Kelsey Fitzsimmons, once a dedicated police officer in the Boston area, is now accused of breaking the law in an alleged assault against a fellow cop.
All the Commonwealth has to do is ask the officers. There was 4 officers that were at the scene.
Officers were at the home of Fitzsimmons in June. They were serving her with a restraining order that included removing her baby after her fiance claimed she assaulted him and feared for his and their baby's safety.
So he is a fireman, it looks like, right? Looks like he's a fireman. Hey, Randy, Merry Christmas. As well, Staxx and chat. Yeah, shout out to the chat. I got the best chat in the business. 46 people in the house. We're going to get to George Christie and his remarks about Sonny.
According to the prosecutors, while Fitzsimmons was gathering some of her son's things, Officer Noonan observed the defendant face him, lunge behind the door, and reappear, pointing a firearm directly at him. The defendant pulled the trigger and he heard a click, but no round fired. The officer at the scene then shot Fitzsimmons in the chest. Fitzsimmons was subsequently charged with assault with a dangerous weapon.
Hair thinning.
Damn. I did not hear all of that. Like, I did not know that she got shot in the chest. That's pretty wild. Craziness. So who knows what's going to happen with that case? I will let you know more when it becomes available. Now we're going to move over to Boston to talk about Boston. This is another case. All right, ties to the Outlaws Motorcycle Club unravel by Byfield man admits role to drug trafficking network. A Byfield man has admitted his role in a sophisticated drug trafficking operation, bringing a device close to federal and state investigators that authorities say cut through Massachusetts legal drug trade. Decisive close. It brings a decisive close to the federal and state investigation that authorities say cut through Massachusetts illegal drug trade and into the orbit of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. In a guilty plea entered this week, the defendant acknowledged trafficking controlled substances, part of a wider criminal enterprise that drew the attention of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. The Massachusetts State Police and local law enforcement prosecutors described the case as emblematic on how organized groups exploit tight-knit communities and establish networks to move narcotics while attempting to shield high-ranking figures from scrutiny. Court records indicate the investigation unfolded over months and on a combination of surveillance, intelligence sharing between agencies, targeted enforcement actions. Authorities allege the Byfield man operated as a distributor, helping funnel illegal drugs into regional markets while maintaining connections to individuals associated with the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, an organization long monitored by law enforcement for alleged involvement in organized crime, including drug trafficking. But let me just tell you this, a lot of times, right, these cops, there will be no crime unless these cops commit the crime. Because what they do is they go to these clubs with a bunch of money, they entice people, and then they create the crimes. So there would be no crime if it wasn't for the cops. That's exactly what they do. So it says here, while the prosecutors stopped short of alleging that the defendant held a formal leadership role within the club, they emphasized that his associations and actions placed him squarely within the criminal ecosystem that thrived on loyalty, intimidation, and silence. Investigators say such affiliation can provide protection and access, but also exposes communities to violence, addiction, and instability. This case underscores how interconnected these operations are. One law enforcement source said, following the plea, drug trafficking today rarely exists in isolation. It's tied to organized groups across jurisdictional movement in a constant effort to stay one step ahead of the police. Guilty plea spares the court from lengthy trials and reflects what prosecutors characterize as strong evidentiary record. Sentencing will be scheduled for a later date, where the court is expected to consider the scale of the trafficking operation, the defendant's criminal history, and the broader impact of the drugs that they distributed. For investigators, the plea represents both an endpoint and a beginning. Authorities made clear that the case remains part of a larger strategy targeting organized drug networks across Massachusetts, particularly those linked to outlaw motorcycle clubs. They say dismantling such operations requires patience, coordination, and willingness to follow the evidence wherever it leads. As the Byfield case moves forward, sentencing officials reiterate a familiar message. While individual pleas bring accountability, the fight against illegal drug trade and organized groups that profit from it remain far from over. But these, I'm telling you, these cops, they will start the whole crime. They will be the crime. They will be the reason why any of it even happens. It's crazy. I don't get it. How they're able to get away with that. They entice people and they, what's that called? Entrapment. That's what they do. They entrap people. Because without them facilitating a lot of it, it wouldn't never happen. So if you guys don't know, right? Yes, I did a story about that yesterday, Spider. Staxx, did you hear someone burnt the Outlaws clubhouse down in Michigan? Yes, that was they burned it down a while ago, but the person was arrested. They burned it down twice, but the person was arrested. That's what happened. I heard they caught the guy, have it on video. Third time they tried to burn it down. It's crazy. So, if you guys aren't aware, George Christie, he's a high-ranking, or was a high-ranking Hells Angel from California, from Ventura. He was pretty influential in that life. Listen, I wasn't a part of that life. I don't claim to be. Never ever wanted to be in any type of club. Still don't. George Christie was a extremely well-known person with a lot of influence. He's the guy that ran the Olympic torch and did all this stuff. He was in the media a lot. You know, they usually pick a figurehead that's able to talk to the media and be that person. And he was that guy for a long time. A lot of people looked up to him. He had a president position, and a lot of people followed George. He's a good speaker, very good. And he went on the Vlad TV show and made some comments about Sonny Barger. So George Christie breaks his silence on Sonny Barger's betrayal and the miscarriage and the marriage that deepened the rift. In the mythology of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, few names loom larger than Ralph Sonny Barger, founder, icon, lightning rod. Barger's shadowy, sketched past across decades of outlaw history. We all know Sonny Barger. He is, he's not the founder. A lot of people think he's the founder of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club. He is not the founder. But he was pretty powerful within the club too. And obviously, if you get two guys that are pretty popular, that have power, right? They're gonna bump heads eventually. Yet behind the public legend, there was private fractures. In an exclusive, unguarded conversation, the former Los Angeles Hells Angel president, George Christie, he wasn't in Los Angeles, I don't think. He was Ventura. But George Christie offers a rare, deeply personal account of the relationship defined not by brotherhood, but by suspicion, loyalty tested, and a marriage that turned old friends divided into unbridgeable gulf, whatever the hell that means. Christie does not soften the edges. He recalls the moment that crystallized his amnesty between the two men, Barger enraged, tearing apart photographs of them together. It's more than an act of anger. It was a declaration. Whatever bond once existed had been frayed beyond repair. I believe what happened, right, between these two guys is, I'm pretty sure I've heard this before, right, is that there was this girl and she was maybe an ex-girlfriend, maybe a friend or something like that. And I might be getting this wrong, but and this girl was supposed to be 86 from the club. That means no contact. She's not supposed to come around. And Sonny ended up bringing her around and ended up marrying her, I believe. And that caused a huge problem because I think George 86 the girl. And then Sonny had a huge, it started a huge problem between George and Sonny. Obviously, that would start a huge problem. If one guy says 86 that girl, she can't be around, right? I don't want her around here. And then the other guy says I'm not listening to that. And he just starts bringing the girl around. Like, is that okay? So, this is the original article, okay? George Christie on the Hells Angels founder, Sonny Barger, married to Informant in a candid interview from Los Angeles. Hells Angel president George Christie shares insight into the tumultuous relationship with the club's founder, Sonny Barger. Christie recalls the moment when Sonny Barger angularly ripped up photographs of the two men together, reflecting a deep-seated amnesty. Central to their conflict was Barger's wife, Z. Cerno, who once worked for Christie and was later revealed to be an informant. In fact, that stained their relationship or strained their relationship further. Christie explained that despite warnings, Barger fell for Cerno and married her after Christie severed ties with her due to the informant revelations. That's what happened. Wow. So I was right. He 86'd her because allegedly she was an informant. Christie also spoke about their final strained phone conversation before Barger's death and his mixed feelings about not reconciling. He described Barger's complex role as an iconic face of the Hells Angels, despite not holding the official office since 1980. Christie's upcoming book, Crossing the Rubicon, promises to delve deep into these events and his leadership experience in the notorious outlaw motorcycle club. So that's what happened. Allegedly, Christie knew this woman. He had some type of relationship with her. And he found out that she was an informant working with the police. He 86'd her from the club, right? In his area around Ventura, I believe. And then she went wherever Sonny was. I think it was over there in Arizona. And Sonny ended up marrying her. And that's the first time I heard that she was an informant. But he said that allegedly on Vlad TV. I can't play the interview because Vlad doesn't like that, even if you give him credit. Shout out to George Christie. Go follow him on he has a show on Facebook and on YouTube. But a lot of people don't know. They did have this big memorial, right, for Sonny. They had like people speaking and a bunch of people there. But he does not have a death head on his headstone. And I hear he was not buried with his cut. So someone told me that he was not a Hell's Angel when he died. I mean, you don't got to take my word for it. It's just what I heard. There's three sides to all the bullshit, Sonny George, and the fucking truth, right? Never speak to police. Never. Never, ever. But Sonny can. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. No one should ever speak ill of the dead. R.I.P. Sonny. Yeah, he is gone, so I mean it is what it is, right? Yes, he was what? A member? I heard he wasn't. I heard he wasn't by a member. How come he doesn't have a death head on his tombstone? Sonny did what the fuck he wanted when he wanted, Staxx. and dry snitched on a few things on tape. Can call the cops if your home is being bombed by. I know, I don't get that. Like, you can't ever, like, if someone in your house is having a medical emergency, you can't call a fucking ambulance. That's crazy. That's like very odd. I mean, at that point, I wouldn't even care, you know? Say your wife or something's having a fucking medical emergency, or your kids. I wouldn't give a fuck. And listen, I don't associate with police at all. Someone's seen that picture of me with the alleged police officer in Boston. It's not a fucking cop. It's not a cop. It's a fucking actor. It's my friend, Anthony Farrakano. He's the farthest from a fucking police officer. But these fucking idiots want to post a picture and say, oh, look, Staxx is associated with a cop. Yeah, that's not true. Fucking loser. Shout out to Anthony Farrakano. These guys will grow a brain someday, right? Yeah, he did have a huge funeral. I'm not saying he didn't, but he doesn't have a death head on his tombstone. Yeah, he did. So where's his death head on his tombstone? Just curious. Where is it? All these guys get him over in Oakland, right? Yeah, he did do a lot of good for the club. I don't know. I wasn't a part of the club. I don't know what he did for the club, really, to tell you the truth. But honestly, what do you do if your family is having a medical emergency? Do you do nothing? Just because you can't call? Hell yeah, Staxx. What I said, there's no fucking way. I can speak on 1% shit being in the 90s, not 81, but very respectful. I know Sonny was. Sonny was respected by all clubs. Did you guys see the pictures of him with the Black Dragons president? I posted the pictures. Here, I'll show you guys right here. Sonny was respected across the board. I mean, let's face it, he was an icon in that life, right? This is the founder of the East Bay Dragons. I said the Black Dragons. The East Bay Dragons. Shout out to Black Dragon. But the East Bay Dragons, iconic motorcycle club out of Oakland. I believe they're the first African-American club in the country, if I'm not mistaken. Sonny had respect from everybody. And he didn't know Dirty Lou Dobkins. He did not know him, regardless of the false information that other people are putting out there. He didn't know him. He and Christie were the face of the club to me. And I think Pee Wee would have followed them as the face of the club, 100%. Pee Wee was starting to be the face of the club. Everywhere you look, you see pictures of Pee Wee. Even to this day, when something happens on the West Coast with the Hells Angels, they use pictures of Pee Wee on the articles and shit. It's crazy. Black Club, Sonny respected them boys. You wanted no trouble for them. I'm telling you, there's no death head on his tombstone. I got it right here. Yeah, it's a U.S. Army tombstone. So where's the death head? You can put the death head on the other side, right? It doesn't matter if you were in the Army. Once you become a Hell's Angel, you're just a Hell's Angel. You're not former Army. You're a Hell's Angel. Allegedly, that's your religion and everything, right? I'm just curious. Where is the death head on his gravestone? This is his gravestone right here. Yeah, I've heard some stories about the East Bay Dragons. I hear nothing but good things about them, too. I mean, does it really even matter? You can call for emergency. Don't start talking other smack. I heard you can't even call for an emergency, man. You call, then you leave. No, I don't think you could do that either. There is no death head. No, there isn't. I just showed you a picture of it. It's right here. There is no death head on his grave. There should be. If he was the face of the Hells Angels for a long time. I mean, there should be, right? I'm just curious, where is it? Yes, it is out there. I don't think it's just veterans in that cemetery, Craig. I mean, it is what it is, man. If I was a part of something like that and I passed away, I would want it to be on my tombstone, probably, right? Is it listed as a church? I did not know that, but I know that in interviews that I've seen that people say your religion is Hell's Angels once you're part of the club. I interviewed an ex-Hell's Angel yesterday. Great interview. Wait till you guys hear this one. He's never done an interview before. It's pretty good. Let's show support. Hit that like button. I really appreciate all you guys. And in Vietnam, he was in the Army during it. He actually got honorable discharge for lying because of his age. That's a Marine stone. It's not Staxx. Yes, I believe it is. But I believe that once you're a Hell's Angel, none of that other shit matters, right? Whether you're a Marine, Army, doesn't matter. Right? It's just the way I've always heard it. I could be wrong, but I mean, I was just curious. Where's the death head? Or even something that says he was a part of that. It's nowhere to be found. So I heard the call was fucked up. Put a bad taste in mouths of all. I'm just here to give you guys the information, you know? It's 100% true, Staxx. The Angels is a religion. I mean, look at, would they put the death head on it? Look in Oakland, they have a whole plot with all Hell's Angels, with big death heads, the black stones. He doesn't have none of that. I would just think that a person of his stature within the club would have something like that. That's just my thoughts, you know? But I guess not. I guess he just is an army. So that's what that is. But I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for joining me. There's a lot of content on the way, so stay tuned. 2026 is going to be an incredible year. I got a lot of great things lined up for you guys. We got more Donnie wants. So I hope you guys have a marvelous day, whatever the fuck that means. I appreciate all you guys. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. And if you don't like this show, too bad. Start your own fucking podcast. I appreciate all you guys. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And who's this Billy Staxx character? Trying to clown the great Donnie Watts. Like, wait till you get in the front seat with me, Billy. Make you feel like Billy Zane with that bud. Okay, Donnie Watts out.
Well. And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.